R1 Concepts.
Where do I start? So if you're new to this channel, here's a brief overview of what happened. I guess we'll take these off. I bought, not these, but these for my car. R1 Concepts carbon geomet brake rotors. I put them on my vehicle, and within about 24 to 48 hours, there was rust on them, and everyone's like, "Ooh, brakes rust, right?" Well, not these. At least they're not supposed to. It says on their website, still, superior corrosion protection, and it says that they have a coating on them that's supposed to really cut down on rust. You're not supposed to have any problems with rust. So I was like, oh, okay. So I called them and asked what happened. Maybe I got a faulty set. And basically, full disclaimer, they sent me these, which is the E-lines, which aren't as good, and they don't have the coating on them. And they did refund the difference. So I didn't pay any money, and they hooked me up with another set of brakes. So kudos on them for that. I'm very happy that they did that. But basically what ended up happening was they told me that they get these from somewhere else or something, and then they drill them later, and they said the coating's on them before they drill them. So in the holes and slots, which is where I was having problems with rust, there is no carbon geomet coating. But they didn't say that on their website. It was kind of false advertising. Basically, that's what it was when I bought them. So, update on that situation. They've called me about my video I put up twice, actually. Well, actually, they spoke to my father, but because I was busy at the time. Somehow, they somehow got my information. I guess it's not that hard to do. I mean, you just pull up. I mean, my YouTube channel, as you all know, has my first name in it. All I gotta do is pull up an order with my first name and some carbon geomet rotors and figure it out where it's at. Also, I filmed the video in the parking lot at work. There's only so many natural groceries locations, and there's only one that looks like that because it's kind of in a unique place. So it was pretty easy to figure out who it was. But somehow they got my dad's number because I guess he put his number down when I ordered them, so we ordered them together. So they've called me twice asking about this. The first time they called to tell me they make a faulty product again for the second time, because I had already been told that. They basically told me, you have to understand the manufacturing process. And then they proceeded to tell me that, yeah, it was coated before they drill the slots and holes in them. And so they make a product that can't live up to what they've put on their website. They just called today, spoke to my father again, and basically they directly asked about my video this time, and they wanted me to take it down. And both me and my dad said, no, I really don't see a reason to do that. I'm only expressing my opinion on what happened and what you guys did and what you guys are trying to sell people, which is not right. And these aren't the carbon GMS, these are the E-lines. These are the ones that don't have the superior rust coating on them, but my dad has these on his Jeep and they haven't rusted, which is weird that the ones advertised saying that they won't rust, and the ones that don't advertise that they won't rust, don't rust, but it's kind of, backwards. But long story short, he said they don't have the rights to the geomet coating and they get these from another place and they're already coated when they get them. So they can't possibly coat them after they drill them, so they can't fix the problem. And that's what they told me. So I said, okay, well, are you guys gonna put something on the website that says you might have experience with rust? And they tried to beat around the bush on that a lot. They kind of tried to negate any of those problems. And then they told me, well, we're working on a process where we can get them coated after we do it. We're trying to fix the problem. I said, okay, well, when is that going to be enacted? So that way I can post a addendum to the video I made saying, hey, apparently they fixed the problem, and test them for myself. And they wouldn't give me a straight answer. They wouldn't tell me when this was going to be rolled out. And I understand. Maybe they have. Maybe they don't know. I mean, I know they're a busy company. They're trying to make stuff. But you'd think they'd at least have a ballpark estimate, and they don't. So supposedly they have something that's going to be rolling out that's going to fix the problem. But we'll see. But I figured we'd take a look at the website together and see if they had changed anything they've put up. So you can see right here, R1 Geomet Carbon Series brake rotors. Superior corrosion protection. Superior corrosion protection and enhanced noise dampening. They're actually not that noisy. I'll give them kudos for that. The noise dampening's pretty good. But they still have the superior corrosion protection nonsense up here. And they say they have the Geomet finish to them. It says, engineered for only the best performance and durability, the R1 Carbon Geomet series boasts a very long-lasting, superior corrosion protection through its special Geomet finish. Not only does this specialty finish protect each brake rotor, but it also drastically reduces installation time. So basically, they have that fine turn. So I don't see anything different from when we looked at it. But they did add this little caveat here. This little goofy thing. It says, please be advised that when you first receive the rotors, they are completely covered with the Geomet coating. During the initial embedding process, the Geomet coating on the braking surface, the area where the pads come in contact with the rotors, will wear off, leaving only the hub and inner vane structure coated. So they did kind of cover their ass in saying, even though we're selling you something that has superior corrosion protection, all the superior corrosion protection is going to be worn off and it's not going to do anything for you anyway, except on this raised part here, which is the hub. You have your raised portion here. That's not going to get touched, and then the inner vanes are not. As well as I believe in here, when they actually get their process fixed, your slots and your holes and all that shouldn't, because your pad doesn't actually dig into those. The slots maybe slightly, but the holes it really shouldn't. So they did add that little thing. So it was kind of interesting that they added that. They did not have that before. We can actually go back and look. They didn't have that before. So they did add that, so I think they're doing pretty good with that. They're trying to warn people, and they still don't outright come and say it, but let's take a moment and sit back and discuss my opinion on this company. Because apparently some representatives at R1 have some interesting ideas, because they called me twice. Basically, I told the guy today, look, don't call me until you know when you're gonna fix your product and when you fixed your product. So I'm extending a formal offer to R1 because I know they're gonna watch this video because they watched my other videos. When you guys get your problem fixed, and you admitted there was a problem on the phone, your guy said that you guys will fix the problem. When you fix your process, feel free, if you want, to send me a set. I'll put them on my cart and we'll see if your stuff's fixed. Good? Great? Awesome. I have no problems making another video saying, hey, these guys came through, they fixed their manufacturing process because they realized there was a problem and they turned themselves around. I'd recommend buying these brakes because at the end of the day, these brakes are really impressive. I'm actually very impressed with the quality and the stopping power of these brakes. They're miles beyond stock brakes. If you want brake performance, you need to go with these guys. I mean, I work my brakes hard, like harder than you need to on the street. If there's no one behind me, I'll hit them hard. And they have a lot of pad left. So the pads last a long time. The rotors, it's not warped. They're not showing any signs of any type of fade. So they work really well. And that's one thing I'm really impressed with the quality of R1's products is I've never had a problem with them wearing out prematurely, and they always last a long time. So you can see right here, this is the rust that I'm talking about, that mine are doing. But you can kind of see the brake pad right there. Yeah, these are cool now. Right here, I can barely fit my fingernail in there. Like, also these brakes make a lot of dust because they're semi-metallic. But that's not a complaint. That's normal for semi-metallic brakes. Any semi-metallic brakes you get are gonna do that. And to show that it's not just one rusting, these also do have a rust problem. But you can see on the back here the pad really well. And it's gonna be even better because most of your braking systems are front bias. Front ones are bigger because they're holding more weight because your weight moves forward when you brake. And you can see the pad's still pretty freaking good. Like, I can't really, there's really no space. Blech, brake dust. They work very well. I mean, these guys, the finish on these guys and the quality, like, there's no blemishes, like, anywhere. Like, if you really look, and I'll zoom in for you guys, like, if we shine a light on this, like, you really can't see that there's problems. Like, no problems, no real rough things, no burrs, no nothing. And all this is dust, like, because I kept it in my garage for a while. I need to put it on my car, but nothing there. If you stand these up and we look through these, I don't see any type of bend, no type of burrs, no blockage of any kind. I mean, at the end of the day, like, these brakes are good quality, and I don't have a problem with R1 Concepts as a whole. I just have a problem with the product that they're trying to sell people that doesn't work as they say it does, which they did. I give them kudos. They did kind of fix with their break-in procedure graph thing here. I did not see that there before. I'm assuming it wasn't there because we looked at this in the last video and it wasn't there. So they do have a longer lifespan and they are a higher performance. I'll give them that. I can't stress enough how well these brakes perform. It's just I don't want rust on my brakes making them look like crap. And let's take a moment and say there's a lot of other products that this company manufactures that I would love to be able to look at. Like their R1 Forge Series big brake kits, or their R1 Concepts brake sensors, or their R1 Concepts brake calipers, or, you know, their caliper paints, because I want to paint my calipers. There's a very specific color I want to paint my calipers. So hopefully it comes in the color. It does come in the color that I want, the orange. And to be very frank, that would be awesome, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say all their stuff is crap. It's just that one product that I, you know, thought I was getting corrosion protection and I wasn't. So I was very disappointed with that whole situation. The way they handled it, I think, is fine. I mean, they did what they could at the time. I mean, sending me another pair of carbon GMS, it wasn't gonna fix anything because the manufacturing process is bad by design. So they sent me what they had, and that's that. Now I am gonna have to buy some pads off of them for the new ones when I put them on, because I don't want, what happens is your pads and your rotors kind of, they get grooves in them, they groove together and they wear together, and when you put them together, they'll go together kind of like a puzzle in a way, like a microscopic puzzle. And I don't want to have to deal with having to re-break the pads in for the rotors. So I am gonna get some semi-metallic pads for these because their pads work pretty well. If you go to their pads, you got your semi-metallic, ceramic, they got their Optimum, their Performance, their Super Duty. I got their semi-metallic, and they're lasting a long time, which I'm impressed with. So, and they even have this new Optimum OEP series, which I'm interested in. Advanced cars require advanced brake pads, and they do. Like, if you have a brake pad that's tuned for your car and your brakes and how heavy it is and what you're going to be doing, that's always going to win every time. And I'm actually kind of interested in that. All vehicles, daily use. And then they have their Super Duty. So they have a bunch of stuff. But I'm also interested in their performance stuff. Street performance, all that stuff, high friction formulation. So these are probably going to be a little bit louder than the ones I have. But you know what? Noise is fine. And that's probably the ones that I'd want to get next. It's a performance series. How expensive are these? And that's another thing. This company's products, they're not that expensive. They're actually really affordable, which is why I like them and why I turn to them. I mean, off-road, it's got the street performance, rubber-coated steel shim. Mine are not rubber-coated that I got from them, so see, already an improvement. Thermal barriers, they got their camfered, yeah, camfered where applicable, improves brake pad engagement, reduces noise from braking. Positive mold promotes consistent friction material. I mean, the positive mold camfered, like, these are serious stuff with the slotted. These are even scorched. Low copper ceramic. Interesting. Copper free. So that's kind of what's been going on with them. Or feel free to reach out when you do have your problem fixed. I don't have a problem making another amendum, another update. I think your products are really good. There's products I'm interested in looking at. It's just, unfortunately, when people are in danger of wasting their money and getting something that they, not getting something they paid for, fortunately, people are going to talk about it. Hope you understand. No hard feelings. Not trying to be, smart ass or anything. But, yeah, I'm perfectly flexible with whenever you guys release it. Let me know. But until then, for all you subscribers out there, I will see you, special friends.